We've spent the past week taking you to Washington, D.C. for a look at how people from Indiana are making an impact there. Generally, they've been names most of you are familiar with. But tonight, we're spending some time with a couple people from Fort Wayne you probably don't know. They may not be household names, but these behind-the-scenes workers still have plenty of Washington influence.
So we're going to go in a few minutes?
Yeah. Caroline Brewer spends a lot of time walking hallways, making sure everyone's on the same page.
We're doing still and video. Is that right?
As communications director of the Brady campaign to prevent gun violence in Washington, it was her job the day we visited to make sure everything was in order for an upcoming news conference. Her work also involves fielding media requests for President Paul Helmke, 75 to 80 calls a day since the Tucson shootings.
They want Paul to appear on a network television program. They want Paul to comment for an article in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal or the Washington Post. They may need research.
A little east of the Brady headquarters, another Fort Wayne native is hard at work. Mark Helmke spends his days 10 feet away from Senator Richard Lugar, serving as his communications director. He calls it the best job he's ever had.
I'm studying new issues all the time. New events keep on coming at us every day, and we have to study them and find out what's going on to articulate his position on it.
It may seem a long way from the majestic trappings of Washington, D.C., but both Caroline Brewer and Mark Helmke say growing up in Fort Wayne helped prepare them for success here.
Grew up in a family that believed in public service. My grandfather, my father were all involved, my brother and I. Politics was part of what we did at the dinner table every night. I had great teachers.
Fort Wayne, it grounds you. It gives you a more hopeful outlook about life. A lot of people from Fort Wayne, they know how to have good relationships with people, and that's really important because we have to work with the media, we have to work with Congress.
Brewer calls this hard work but meaningful work. She's hopeful her efforts are inching the country closer to new federal gun control laws.
Making it more difficult for children to get access to guns, making it so that there are not guns on campuses or in restaurants or bars or in churches.
Helmke, who's worked on and off for Lugar the last 30 years, has also made an impact. One example, the mid-1980s when he had to publicly correct President Reagan. Helmke had just been part of a meeting where Lugar briefed the president on elections he'd overseen in the Philippines, elections that ended up paving the way for democracy in that country.
President Reagan went on television and erroneously said there was fraud on both sides. And so all the media starts calling me up and saying, Helmke, is that what Lugar said to the president? And I said, no. So here I am all by myself, kind of disagreeing with the president of the United States of America.
Fortunately, Senator Lugar, who was on a plane at the time, landed in Indy an hour later and confirmed Helmke's version of events.